focus on taking back our power from a nefarious force that we call fear. Fear is an insidious force. It is something that can sneak its way into our life. It can be like a parasite is leeching off our energy. The obstacle is the way. They were listing these virtues, and the one that just stood out to me was courage, right? And I was thinking a lot about courage. It doesn't mean that there is never fear, but it is taking action in the face of it. We are not running away from them anymore. We are moving toward them and facing them, and that's how we diminish and ultimately overcome any fear. Consumption culture says you got to keep consuming all the time or something bad is going to happen. Do you see the fear in it? Like, you are weak. You if you don't get this energy in right away, like the body is going to be damaged. Like, you got to be afraid of that. Like, you better buy my product quick. It's like subscribing to health as a service, like a Netflix. Like we're just renting health. I don't want people renting health, okay? You got to move beyond fear into the habits and actions that can move forward against that. To say, no, actually, I am strong. I have energy and power here. I am not dependent on you, and I'm not afraid. That is fasting as an empowering mindset, or take it to any practice that is your health practice. That's the exercise path, right? To say, like, I am moving this body in the most beautiful way, and I'm using this energy that is within me. You can't stop me, you know? The powerful, courageous mindset. Whatever your path toward weight loss and health is, if it's just choosing the healthiest food, see, it's the same mindset. We are in this culture that is overwhelmed by synthetic processed foods that is actually harmful. I say we should probably stop calling a lot of this stuff even food. You know, if something can be eaten and you say, well, it tastes kind of good, but it is actually slowly poisoning the body, we should stop calling that a food. Food has got to give energy to the body and health and nourishment, okay? So any of these choices, these are all of our health practices. They're all the same ultimately, right? They're things that are bringing health and flourishing into the body, a space in the mind for deep contemplation on things like this. Is fear ultimately underlying the actions that I am taking, or derailing me from taking the actions I need to take? And can we confront it? Ultimately, isn't it the case, they say we worry about things because we want control over them? Isn't it the case that it leaves us in a less powerful position, actually? They say here, the very act of holding these fearful thoughts within our minds is exactly how the fear is controlling us in the first place. Do you see the loop? It's taking all that energy that we're putting into it, and it's using that energy against us. That's how the derailing function works. We take the energy that we should be putting into our habits, our actions, our behaviors, the things that would actually move us forward, right? Very hard. We've said we're trying to be healthy in an unhealthy culture. We're trying to make decisions in a consumption culture that says I don't need to consume for a while. Right? That's the fasting space. When we stop being afraid of what we cannot control, we are completely freed. And that is what I want for all of us. I don't know if I made an actual video on it, but I've brought that idea into some of these discussions. Fasting is freedom. That is like the dietary freedom. That's a total inversion. Fasting, I think, in society seen as a total restriction. And people use negative words like, oh, this person is starving themselves. Or it is like looked down upon in some way. All right, when we see something like this in any space, to say a process that helps us to stop being afraid, to embrace a spirit of openness, and to start trusting the body deeply and realizing the strength and power of it, is tapping into like a core metabolic space of the human system that is both a body and a mind. I use words like openness. I just say fasting is openness. When we are in full acceptance, fear leaves our consciousness and it becomes a non-issue, where it's a joy to just flow through them like a river flowing through the canyon, that this is just what happens, the flow state.